In a distant land, nestled beneath the towering peaks of the Misty Mountains, there lived an extraordinary frog named Luma. Luma stood out not only for her iridescent emerald skin that shone under the moonlight, but also for the beautiful azure spots scattered across her back like tiny bursts of starlight. Despite her unique appearance, Luma felt trapped in a dark crevice of a cavern where she lived with other frogs. The cavern was damp and confined, a place where sunlight barely peeped through. Every day, Luma listened to tales of adventure and freedom, dreams that filled her heart with longing, but fear of the unknown kept her rooted in the shadows. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Luma found a glimmer of hope. She overheard two elder frogs speaking of the enchanted emerald forest, beyond the confines of her dark home. It was a place filled with vibrant flora, shimmering lakes, and joyous creatures. Excitement bubbled within her, igniting sparks of courage. What if I could see this wonder? She thought, a smile breaking upon her slimy lips. That night, she made a decision. I will set off to find the emerald forest, Luma declared to herself, her heart pounding with both fear and exhilaration. With the break of dawn, Luma ventured out, leaving her familiar cave behind. She journeyed through the jagged rocks that led into the dense forest, her pulse quickening with each leap. The forest was an overwhelming tapestry of greens, blues, and browns, illuminated by beams of sunlight filtering through the thick canopy above. She marveled at the towering trees with sprawling branches and vibrant flowers that danced in the wind, their colors intoxicatingly vivid. Luma felt a sense of freedom wash over her, yet with it came the realization that this place was also filled with dangers. As she hopped deeper into the forest, she came across wild rivers teeming with life. The sound of rushing water filled her ears, and her heart raced with the thrill of adventure. However, to continue her journey, she had to cross a slippery, moss-covered stone bridge spanning the wild torrent below. Luma watched as a group of brave squirrels scurried across the bridge, tails high in the air. Summoning all her courage, she leaped to the bridge, but as she did, her foot slipped. In a split second, she found herself teetering on the edge, the swift water swirling beneath her. With a gasp, Luma barely regained her balance, but panic surged through her veins. Would she turn back and give in to her fears? No, she thought. Just beyond the bridge lay the fabled emerald forest. With newfound determination, she leapt forward, each bound growing more confident as she crossed the slippery stones with grace. Finally, she reached the other side, panting but exhilarated. I did it! I am braver than I thought, she exclaimed, a spark of triumph igniting in her heart. The next part of her journey, however, would test her resolve further. As she continued through the forest, dark clouds gathered overhead, and soon, a ferocious storm swept through, raining down in torrents. The winds howled through the treetops, and Luma found herself shivering and soaked. She sought shelter under a large, twisted root of an ancient tree but felt a sense of despair wash over her. What if I never find the emerald forest? What if I am destined to remain lost in this storm? Doubts crept into her mind, overbearing her spirit. But just then, a voice broke through the chaos. It was an owl perched high up on the tree. Little frog, you may be small, but your heart is mighty. Remember, storms do not last forever. The trees grow stronger through the rain. Continue onward, and you will find your light. With that encouragement, Luma felt warmth return to her heart. As the storm passed, she realized how resilient she was. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of trekking through the forest, she emerged from the dense woods, her eyes widening in awe at the sight before her. What lay before her was a breathtaking vista of hills draped in soft emerald grass, sparkling lakes reflecting the clear blue sky, and wildflowers dancing in a gentle breeze. She had arrived at the fabled emerald forest. Standing at a high vantage point, tears of joy streamed down Luma's cheeks as she took in the beauty around her. The landscape was not only vibrant but also seemed to sing a melody of celebration, echoing her heart's newfound beat. In that moment, Luma understood her journey wasn't just about reaching a destination. Each challenge, The darkness of her cave, the crossing of the raging waters, the strength she found amidst the storm, had shaped her into the extraordinary frog she had become. She realized her experiences, no matter how tough they were what made her brilliant. I am not broken. I am a mosaic of my adventures. She cried out to the sky, the wind carrying her voice far and wide. With her spirit soaring, Luma leaped joyously into the heart of the emerald forest. She was no longer defined by the dark confines of her beginnings. She had transformed her fears into stepping stones of strength. And as she hopped from flower to flower, she understood that sometimes beauty lies in the journey, born from our imperfections. The forest was alive, just as she was, flourishing with color, bursting with life, and resounding with laughter. No longer just a small frog, Luma had become a beacon of resilience, sharing stories of courage and adventure. She would inspire everyone around her, just as they had, and remind them that no matter the cracks we carry, we can all water the seeds of beauty that lie within us.